We are going to see the starters for the Tennessee Titans for about 3 series this Sunday against the Saints, and I can't wait to watch this. This is the most action they will have seen all preseason because the first game they saw about 2 series, and the second game we didn't see any action because they had the joint practices with the Seahawks. I can't wait to watch this. I love that we're doing this because previous regimes for the Tennessee Titans had not done this. We typically do not play the starters in the preseason, and I think it's a good warm-up. It's a good way to practice and get ready for those live reps, and I love that we're doing it. There's a few things that I want to pay attention to. The offensive line, offensive coordinator Nick Holtz has said that they are continuing to gel and get better. I love that. I want to see if they are improved since the first game we saw them, which they were good the first game we saw them. And I want to pay attention to that. I want to pay attention to Will Levis and if he's gotten any better with his connection with Calvin Ridley and also with Tyler Boyd, his 2 new weapons. I also want to pay attention to the defense and see if the defense is going to play good, if they're going to play aggressive like we saw in the preseason. Second game for sure with the blitzing. I want to see if Jamal Adams is out there, Quandre Diggs. I want to see what linebacker unit we were all out there. I'm really looking forward to seeing the defense in action. We won't see all the stars, but we'll see a chunk of them, and I can't wait to watch this. Stay tuned, and we'll break this all down. Hey, Titans fans, Titan Uprising here. Thank you for tuning in. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. My goal is to get to 750 subscribers by the start of the regular season. If you guys can help me out with that, I will very much appreciate that. I appreciate all my subscribers. Please comment. I love the comments. I love the feedback. I'm just a Titans fan from Western New York, so there's not many Titans fans around me, so I love the feedback. I love hearing from everybody. It keeps me in contact and connecting with everybody. So let's get into the video. Now, one of the things that I want to focus on in the preseason game here, which is the 3rd preseason game against the Saints, I want the Titans to win, obviously. I want them to go 3-0. I know it's just a preseason, but winning is everything. I want them to have and establish a winning culture, carry that into the regular season, and it starts now. Let's finish it off with a win. Let's beat the Saints, and let's go 3-0. And one of the things I'll be focusing on is the offensive line. I want to see how this offensive line is doing. Offensive coordinator Nick Holtz has said that they're continuing to gel, they're continuing to get better, which is going to happen. This is a lot of new pieces, right? There's only 3 players returning to the offensive line, and that would be left guard Peter Skoronski, and then that would be right guard Dillon Radunz, and then right tackle Nicholas Petit-Frere, or call him NPF. Those are the 3 remaining players from the offensive line last year that are coming back, and they're not necessarily all starters from last year or even playing those positions. So Radunz had tried tackle, so now he's going to be the right guard. So they hadn't necessarily all played together either next to each other or being part of the starting unit. So I want to see how this line is going to continue to gel and get better. They played really well during the first preseason game where they saw action for a couple of series. And during those 2 series, the starting offense scored touchdowns on both series. And the offensive line did really well. And the right side did really well, which was something I was focusing on. I was very impressed with them. Very impressed. This is a big offensive line too. And there's all sorts of high draft picks on there. You got to figure left tackle Latham and left guard Skoronski are 1st-round picks. Right guard Radunz and right tackle NPF are 2nd-round picks. And then free agent Lloyd Cushenberry from Denver is one of the highest paid centers in the NFL now. And, I think he was a 3rd or 4th-round pick. But, there's a lot of money and talent and high draft picks on this offensive line. I'm very excited for them. Don't pay attention to people saying that this line's still suspect. It's not. This should be a strength going forward. And I really want them to prove that point on Sunday. I also want to focus on Will Levis. I want to see what he's able to do with his new weapons, which is Calvin Ridley and Tyler Boyd, because obviously Hopkins probably won't play until week 1 against the Bears. So I'm really wanting to see if he's going to continue to develop that connection with Calvin Ridley, which we've seen and heard that they've not been on the same page so, as often as they would like to be, which that's going to happen. They're new players together, just like the offensive line. They're new to each other. They're going to work and put the work in. Obviously, they're hard workers. They're going to do it, and they're going to make this work, and they're going to commit to it. And this is something that I want to see blossom during this game even more. They definitely tried to get the ball to Tyler Boyd during the first preseason game. It just didn't open up. They did hit Calvin Ridley, and he turned his speed up the sideline, caught in the middle of the field, and then he turned it up to the sideline and showed his speed. I love that. I love that these are playmakers, right? And I love that they can take the ball, catch it, and, get some yak yards after that. And I love that this offense has that explosive capability with the new weapons. I really want to focus on that. I really do see the connection there. I'm sure they're going to definitely dial up plays to Boyd and Ridley just to get them in the groove and have that positive mentality, and then the thought and just knowing that you can do it, let's go do it. And now I also really want to focus on the defense. Now, we're not going to see certain starters out there. We're not going to see Harold Landry. We're not going to see Jeffrey Simmons. We're not going to see Cheeto, and we're not going to see L'Jarius Sneed. I'll be curious to see if we see guys like Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. I think we will, but I'm curious to see how the safeties or the secondary, not secondary as a whole, but secondary and the safeties do, because these are some new units or new players in the unit, I should say, with Diggs and Adams. And I want to see how Dennard Wilson plans on using some of these guys as blitzing, because Dennard Wilson, as we've seen in the preseason, he's definitely a blitzer. And I know he likes blitzing linebackers. I know he likes blitzing safeties. So I'm really curious to see how they can utilize them. They're not going to show a whole lot. They're going to be a lot of, very basic on some of their stuff, but they're going to show a little bit of what their scheme is. They can't hide that, but they can hide, plays that are like wow plays. Even though they did have some pretty cool offensive line plays with pulling some guards and tackles and switching up some linemen, that was pretty cool. But I want to see what the defense can do with the starters. I'm really looking forward to seeing T'Vondre Sweat out there. I want to see if he can plug up the defensive line. He did take offensive line, I should say. He did take on some double teams last time. I'm really curious to see how he does as well. Really want to focus on those players. Want to see McCreary out there. Avery has been a liability. Really focusing on Avery, see if he can bounce back. If not, he might be a cut candidate this year. Jarvis Brownlee, I want to see how he can do. I think I've been pretty impressed with him. The linebackers, I don't know if we'll see Cedric Gray out there, the rookie redrafted. Not sure if we'll see him. He's been banged up. But, we'll probably see Dr. Gibby out there, and we'll see Chance Campbell. Really, really interested to see how the linebacking unit does. Kenneth Murray, will we see him? The free agent we got from the Chargers. Really interested in him. He is a former high-round pick. I want to say he's a second-round pick off the top of my head. I'm not sure if you guys know. Drop that knowledge below. And really curious to see how he does. Lot of things I'm looking for. And last thing I'm really looking for is, do we have a kicking battle brewing? Because we might. And people are going to say, hey, you're nuts. And, if it wasn't for what happened in the punting situation a couple of years ago with Stonehouse and Kern, I wouldn't have even thought about this. But we thought we had a surefire lock in Brett Kern. And we heard rumors around camp that, hey, this guy might lose his job. This guy's punting really well, Stonehouse is. And we cut Brett Kern. Now, we have our punter of the future in Ryan Stonehouse. If you guys haven't seen my video on Stonehouse, please watch it. Stonehouse is actually punting in this game, by the way, too. And I want to see him as well. See if he can, just knock a little bit of that rust off. Special teams is going to be really good for us this year. I'm really, really confident, have a good feeling in special teams this year. But I want to see if the rookie kicker can knock off Nick Folk. I'm really curious to see if he can knock him off, because he made a 59-yard field goal, and he made a game-winning field goal during our last preseason game. Now, I know it's preseason, but his career's on the line, his job's on the line, and he made the field goal. Got ice in his veins already as a rookie, and he can make 60-plus yardage. He was doing it in warm-ups. So I'd hate to see us cut him, and then somebody signs him because, first off, we're not going to cut him. If anything, we're going to put him on this practice squad, and someone's going to sign him off the practice squad. That's just what's going to happen. This guy's not, people watch this across the NFL. All the other teams saw this. Someone's going to snag him up, and I'd hate for us to be the idiots that let him go and someone snags him up. Nick Folk's 39 years old, and I don't think he's got the leg to be making 55-plus yarders like he did. So really want to pay attention to the kicking game as well. I want to see, maybe they mix them up a little bit. Maybe they go one half, one the other half. I don't know, but that might be a little telling as far as what Kelly's thought process is on that. I got to figure he's going to start the better player and keep the better player. Money is money, and it sucks to lose Excuse me. It sucks to lose that money, obviously, but you know, if you got a better kicker and he's younger, you got to do what you got to do. So, guys, let me know what you think down below. Who else are you paying attention to that I might not have brought up? Let me know down below. And as always, tighten up.